Welcome to the Terracotta Echo in the Still Groves, a soothing and enchanting sleep story designed to gently guide you to peaceful slumber within the tranquil heart of an ancient forest. If you are seeking a haven of calm and enjoy stories crafted for deep relaxation, we warmly invite you to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more journeys into restful realms. Before we step into the serene still groves, let's take a few moments for a gentle breathing guidance, preparing our minds and bodies to fully receive the grove's peaceful embrace. If you prefer to journey directly into the fragrant tales, you can find the chapter timestamps waiting for you in the description below, ready to guide you through each step of Rowan's story. Now, find a position that is perfectly comfortable for you. Allow your body to settle deeply into your bed, feeling the soft support beneath you. Let your shoulders relax, your arms feel heavy, and your legs become still and at ease. Imagine yourself nestled amongst soft moss, warmed by gentle sunlight filtering through leaves. This is your sanctuary, a space created purely for tranquility, where the only sound is the soft rustle of leaves and the distant melody of birdsong. Breathe in and let go of the day. Let's begin with a calming breath. Inhale slowly and deeply through your nose, drawing in the gentle, earthy scent of the still groves. Feel the air filling your lungs, bringing with it a sense of quietude. Now, exhale softly through your mouth, like a gentle sigh, releasing any tension you may be holding. Imagine with each exhale you are releasing any worries, any strains, letting them drift away like fallen leaves carried on a gentle breeze. Feel the warmth of the earth beneath you, the softness of the moss, the stillness of the ancient trees around you. If your thoughts begin to wander, simply acknowledge them with kindness, like noticing a leaf drifting past, and gently guide your attention back to your breath or the sound of my voice. There is nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to do. Just allow yourself to be here, in this moment of quiet stillness, breathing in the peace of the still groves. Feel the gentle rhythm of nature surrounding you, the steady pulse of tranquility. Let it wash over you, soothing your mind and body, preparing you for a night of deep and restful sleep, guided by the fragrant terracotta echoes. Now let us begin our journey into the still groves, where the scents of peaceful stories await to lull you into a serene slumber. Chapter 1. The Scent of Arrival. Rowan approached the still groves with a heart filled with quiet anticipation. For many weeks, tales of this ancient woodland had whispered through the travelers' paths and quiet villages stories of a place where the air itself held tranquility, where the very essence of peace could be inhaled with every breath. Now, as Rowan neared the edge of the groves, the air began to subtly shift, transforming from the familiar sense of the open world to something softer, something deeper. The sharp, crisp smells of pine and dry grass, which had marked the journey's path, gently faded, replaced by an unfolding aroma of damp earth and verdant moss. It was a scent that spoke of shadowed places and cool, still air, a fragrance that promised respite from the sun-drenched paths left behind. A sense of welcome seemed to emanate from the very air itself, a gentle invitation to step into a different kind of space, a realm untouched by hurried footsteps and anxious thoughts. Sunlight, which had been bright and direct only moments before, began to diffuse as Rowan stepped beneath the first arching branches of the grove's ancient trees. The light filtered through the dense canopy above, transforming into soft, dappled patterns on the mossy forest floor. Long shafts of golden light pierced through gaps in the leaves, illuminating motes of dust dancing in the still air, creating an ethereal, dreamlike atmosphere. The vibrancy of the outer world began to soften, yielding to a more muted, gentle palette of greens and browns. Sounds, too, seemed to undergo a transformation. The distant calls of farm animals and the rustling of wind through open fields faded into a hushed quietude. In their place, the subtle sounds of the forest emerged, the gentle rustle of leaves in the light breeze, the distant melodic song of a hidden bird, the almost imperceptible murmur of a brook flowing somewhere deeper within the woods. These sounds were not sharp or startling, but rather soft whispers, contributing to the overall sense of tranquility. As Rowan walked further into the groves, a new scent began to gently emerge, intertwining with the earthy aroma of moss and damp soil. It was a subtle fragrance, almost indefinable at first, yet distinctly present, a warm, grounding scent reminiscent of sun-baked clay, of terracotta. It was a comforting smell, familiar yet unique, hinting at something ancient and deeply connected to the earth. This was the promised scent of the Terracotta Echoes, the very heart of the still groves' magic. The path beneath Rowan's feet was soft and yielding, covered in a thick carpet of moss and fallen leaves. Each step was cushioned and quiet, further enhancing the sense of stillness. The texture underfoot was gentle and forgiving, inviting slow, unhurried movement. The air itself felt different, heavier somehow, yet in a comforting way, a palpable stillness that seemed to weigh upon the shoulders, encouraging them to relax, to release any held tension. Deeper within the groves, Rowan noticed the ancient trees themselves. Their trunks were thick and gnarled, covered in rich green moss, and their roots, in many places, were exposed above the forest floor, twisting and turning in shapes that resembled sculpted clay. These exposed roots seemed to pulse with a faint, warm energy, a subtle vibration that resonated with the terracotta scent in the air. They were the sources of the grove's unique magic, the keepers of the fragrant echoes. Pausing beside one such tree, Rowan reached out a hand and gently touched a smooth, moss-covered root. The texture was cool and slightly damp, yet warmed by the sunlight filtering through the leaves above. As fingertips brushed against the clay-like surface, a faint whisper of scent arose, a fleeting fragrance of gentle rain falling on dry earth, a scent that evoked a deep sense of peace and renewal. It was the first hint of the terracotta echoes, a promise of the calming stories held within. A feeling of profound peace began to settle over Rowan, a gentle balm for the weary traveler's soul. The still groves were indeed, as they were described, a sanctuary of tranquility, a place where worries seemed to soften and fade, replaced by a quiet sense of contentment. The earthy scents, the diffused light, the gentle sounds all conspired to create an atmosphere of deep relaxation, an invitation to simply be, to breathe, and to find stillness within. With a gentle sigh of contentment, Rowan continued deeper into the groves, following the moss-covered path further into the heart of the ancient woodland. Drawn onward by the promise of fragrant stories and the enveloping embrace of the still groves' profound peace, ready to discover the whispers of the clay and the secrets they held within their scented echoes. Chapter 2: Whispers of the Clay. Deeper within the still groves, the terracotta scent grew stronger, weaving itself more deeply into the very air that Rowan breathed. It was no longer just a subtle hint, but a pervasive aroma, a grounding fragrance that spoke of ancient earth and timeless tranquility. With each step, Rowan felt more immersed in the grove's unique atmosphere, the outside world fading further and further into the distance, replaced by the gentle embrace of this peaceful realm. The ancient trees, with their exposed clay-like roots, became more numerous, dotting the landscape like silent sentinels. Their roots twisted and turned in intricate patterns, resembling organic sculptures, each covered in a soft blanket of moss. Sunlight still filtered through the canopy, but here, deeper in the groves, it was softer, more diffused, bathing the woodland floor in a gentle, even glow, devoid of harsh shadows or bright contrasts. Rowan paused beside another ancient tree, drawn by an almost imperceptible energy emanating from its roots. They were thicker here, more deeply exposed, and their terracotta hue was more pronounced, almost glowing softly in the diffused light. Reaching out, Rowan gently placed a hand on one of the larger roots, fingertips resting on the cool, moss-covered surface. The texture was smooth and slightly yielding, like well-worked clay, yet with the firmness of ancient wood beneath. As Rowan's hand rested on the root, a whisper of scent arose, stronger and clearer than before. This time it was not just a general fragrance, but a distinct aroma, the warm, comforting scent of a hearth fire, mingled with the sweet, subtle fragrance of blooming night flowers. It was a scent that spoke of cozy evenings and peaceful nights, of safety and contentment. Accompanying the scent, a fleeting image arose in Rowan's mind, a vision of a warmly lit cottage nestled deep within the woods, a welcoming beacon of light in the gentle twilight. This was the magic of the Terracotta Echoes, not just scents, but fragments of peaceful stories, carried on the very air of the still groves. They were whispers of tranquility emanating from the ancient trees, offering solace and rest to those who were open to receive them. Rowan felt a deep sense of gratitude for this gentle magic, for the opportunity to experience these fragrant narratives firsthand. Carefully, Rowan withdrew a small, porous clay vessel from a satchel. These vessels, crafted from the same earth as the grove itself, were designed to capture and hold the terracotta echoes. Holding the vessel close to the tree root, Rowan focused on the hearth fire scent, gently breathing in the fragrant air. It was a mindful act, a meditation in scent, allowing the peaceful aroma to fill the senses, to permeate the mind and body. As Rowan inhaled, the terracotta scent seemed to intensify, wrapping around like a comforting embrace. The image of the cozy cottage became clearer, more vivid, filling Rowan's mind with a sense of warmth and security. It was as if the root itself was sharing a memory, a peaceful moment from the grove's long and tranquil history. The act of collecting the echo was not just about capturing a scent, but about connecting with the grove's gentle essence. With a soft sigh of contentment, Rowan carefully sealed the clay vessel, trapping the hearth fire scent within. The porous clay would allow the fragrance to slowly diffuse, releasing its calming aroma gradually over time. This small vessel now held a fragment of the still grove's peace, a tangible reminder of the tranquility found within this ancient woodland. The vessel itself felt warm to the touch, imbued with the gentle energy of the terracotta echo. Continuing deeper into the groves, Rowan repeated this process with other ancient trees, discovering different terracotta echoes with each encounter. One root offered the scent of freshly baked bread, another the fragrance of rain falling on fertile earth, yet another the aroma of sun-warmed herbs. Each scent carried its own peaceful narrative, its own unique whisper of tranquility, adding to the growing collection of fragrant stories in Rowan's satchel. As the sun began to dip lower in the sky, casting longer shadows through the trees. Rowan felt a profound sense of calm and contentment. The still groves had truly lived up to their reputation, enveloping Rowan in an atmosphere of deep peace and gentle magic. The whispers of the clay, the terracotta echoes, were weaving their calming spell, preparing Rowan for a night of restful sleep, surrounded by the fragrant stories of the ancient woodland. Chapter 3: The Guardian of Stillness. As the light began to soften, hinting at the approach of dusk, Rowan noticed a faint trail winding away from the main path, barely visible beneath a carpet of fallen leaves. Curiosity piqued, Rowan followed the trail, stepping deeper into a more secluded part of the groves, where the trees grew even closer together, their branches intertwining overhead to create a natural canopy. The air here was even stiller, quieter, imbued with a profound sense of serenity. The trail led to a small clearing, bathed in the warm golden light of the late afternoon sun. In the center of the clearing stood a small cottage, almost hidden amongst the trees, its walls covered in moss and climbing vines, blending seamlessly into the surrounding woodland. Smoke curled gently from a stone chimney, carrying with it the comforting scent of wood smoke and something else, a subtle herbal fragrance, hinting at warmth and welcome within. Approaching the cottage, Rowan noticed a small garden nestled beside it, overflowing with fragrant herbs and colorful wildflowers. Neat rows of lavender, chamomile, and rosemary filled the air with their soothing aromas, mingling with the earthy scent of the terracotta groves and the sweet fragrance of blooming honeysuckle climbing over the cottage door. It was a garden that spoke of gentle care and a deep connection to nature. As Rowan drew closer, the cottage door creaked open, and an elderly figure emerged, silhouetted against the warm light within. It was Lyra, the guardian of the still groves, a woman whose very presence seemed to radiate peace and tranquility. Her eyes, though aged, sparkled with warmth and wisdom, and her smile was gentle and welcoming, instantly putting Rowan at ease. "Welcome, traveler," Lyra said, her voice soft and melodic, like the murmur of a gentle brook. "I sensed your peaceful spirit entering the groves. I am Lyra, guardian of this place. You seek the Terracotta Echoes, I believe." Her words were not a question, but a gentle acknowledgement, a knowing welcome into the heart of the still groves' mysteries. Rowan bowed respectfully. "Indeed, wise Lyra, I am Rowan, a storyteller, and I have come seeking the calming narratives of the Terracotta Echoes. I have already felt their gentle magic and collected a few fragrant whispers, but I yearn to learn more about their origins and purpose." Rowan's voice was filled with respect and genuine curiosity, eager to learn from the grove's ancient keeper. Lyra smiled again, her eyes crinkling at the corners. Come in, she said, gesturing towards the cottage. The evening grows cool, and a warm cup of herbal tea will soothe both body and soul. We shall speak of the Terracotta Echoes by the hearth fire, where their stories unfold best in the gentle warmth and quietude. Her invitation was warm and genuine, promising comfort and peaceful conversation. Following Lyra into the cottage, Rowan stepped into a cozy haven filled with the soft glow of firelight and the comforting scent of wood smoke and herbs. The interior was simple yet inviting, with walls lined with shelves filled with dried herbs, pottery, and curious artifacts collected from the groves over many years. A crackling fire burned merrily in the hearth, casting dancing shadows on the walls and filling the space with a gentle warmth. Settling into comfortable chairs by the fire, Lyra offered Rowan a steaming cup of herbal tea, its fragrant aroma a blend of chamomile, lavender, and lemon balm. The warmth of the cup in Rowan's hands was soothing, and the gentle scent filled the air with a calming fragrance. Sipping the tea, Rowan felt a sense of deep relaxation settled in, the day's journey fading away, replaced by the peaceful atmosphere of Lyra's cottage. As the fire crackled softly and the scent of herbal tea filled the air, Lyra began to share the history of the Terracotta Echoes, weaving a tale as gentle and soothing as the grove itself. Her words were like a lullaby, her voice a calming melody, guiding Rowan deeper into the heart of the still grove's ancient magic, preparing them for a night of peaceful rest and fragrant dreams. Chapter 4: Weaving the Fragrant Tale. The fire in the hearth crackled merrily, casting a warm, flickering glow across the cozy cottage. Lyra's voice, soft and measured, filled the quiet space as she shared the ancient lore of the Terracotta Echoes. Rowan listened intently, sipping the fragrant herbal tea, feeling a profound sense of peace settle over them, the gentle magic of the still groves permeating every corner of the cottage. The Terracotta Echoes, Lyra explained, are the whispers of the grove itself, the memories of countless peaceful seasons woven into scent. They are not mere fragrances, but living narratives, imbued with the tranquility of nature, the slow, steady rhythm of the earth, the quiet wisdom of the ancient trees. They are gifts offered to those who seek solace, to those whose minds are weary and souls are in need of rest. Her words were filled with reverence and deep understanding of the grove's magic. As evening deepened and shadows lengthened outside the cottage windows, Rowan expressed a desire to weave the collected Terracotta Echoes into a complete, fragrant tale, Lyra smiled knowingly. A beautiful intention, Rowan. The echoes yearn to be shared, to unfold their stories, to offer their peace to the world. Let us gather them and allow their fragrances to intertwine, creating a tapestry of tranquility. Her encouragement was gentle and supportive, affirming Rowan's heartfelt desire. Together, Rowan and Lyra gathered the small clay vessels, each holding a different terracotta echo, the scent of hearth fire, baked bread, rain on earth, sun-warmed herbs. They placed them in a circle around the crackling fire, the warmth of the flames gently coaxing the fragrances to awaken and mingle. The air began to fill with a symphony of subtle aromas, each distinct yet harmonizing with the others, creating a complex and deeply comforting fragrance. Rowan began to speak, weaving a narrative inspired by the unfolding scents. "Imagine," Rowan began, voice soft and soothing, "the first breath of spring, the damp earth awakening after a long winter's sleep. Feel the gentle rain falling, nourishing the parched ground, bringing forth new life, washing away the remnants of the cold season. Inhale the scent of fresh earth, rich and fertile, promising abundance and growth." Rowan's words painted vivid sensory pictures, enhancing the olfactory experience of the terracotta echoes. "Now picture the warmth of summer," Rowan continued, "the sun-baked clay underfoot, the long golden days stretching out in peaceful languor. Smell the sun-warmed herbs, fragrant and potent, releasing their healing aromas into the warm air. Feel the gentle breeze rustling through the leaves, carrying the scent of wildflowers and ripening fruit, a symphony of summer's bounty and gentle abundance." Each phrase evoked a deeper sense of tranquility, layering sensory details to create a rich tapestry of peace. As summer gently yields to autumn, Rowan's voice softened further. Imagine the scent of fallen leaves, crisp and dry, carpeting the forest floor in hues of gold and amber. Smell the wood smoke drifting from distant hearths, a comforting aroma of home and hearth, signaling the approach of cooler evenings. Feel the air growing crisper, cleaner, carrying with it the promise of peaceful slumber and introspective quietude. The narrative shifted to the calmer, more introspective pace of autumn. "Finally," Rowan concluded, voice barely above a whisper, "imagine the stillness of winter, the crisp, clean air scented with wood smoke and the faintest hint of frost. Picture the warm hearth fire crackling merrily, casting a cozy glow in the long, quiet evenings. Smell the comforting aroma of freshly baked bread, filling the cottage with warmth and nourishment. Feel the deep peace of winter's embrace, a time for rest, reflection, and gentle renewal." The final phrases evoked the ultimate tranquility of winter slumber. As Rowan finished the fragrant tale, the air in the cottage was filled with a harmonious blend of terracotta echoes, a symphony of peaceful scents woven together into a single comforting narrative. The combined fragrances created an atmosphere of profound tranquility, a gentle lullaby for the senses, promising a night of deep and restful sleep, guided by the fragrant stories of the still groves. The crackling fire and Lyra's gentle humming provided a soft, rhythmic accompaniment to Rowan's fragrant storytelling. Chapter 5. The Gift of Rest. The fragrant tale hung gently in the air of Lyra's cottage, a tapestry of peaceful scents woven together by Rowan's soothing words. The crackling fire had softened to glowing embers, casting a warm amber light across the room. A profound sense of quietude permeated the space, a stillness that seemed to deepen with each breath, inviting rest and reflection. Lyra smiled warmly at Rowan, her eyes filled with gentle appreciation. "A beautiful weaving, Rowan. You have truly captured the essence of the terracotta echoes, allowing their peaceful narratives to unfold with grace and sensitivity. This fragrant tale carries the very heart of the still groves, a gift of tranquility for all who listen." Her words were a blessing, a gentle affirmation of Rowan's storytelling. Rowan felt a deep sense of gratitude, both for Lyra's wisdom and for the opportunity to experience the magic of the terracotta echoes. "Thank you, Lyra," Rowan replied, voice soft and sincere. "The still groves have offered me a gift beyond measure, a reminder of the profound peace that resides within nature, within stillness, within scent itself. I will carry these fragrant tales with me, sharing their calming whispers with all who seek respite from the world's anxieties." Rowan's heart was filled with a quiet joy, a sense of purpose renewed. As the night deepened, Lyra gifted Rowan a small, hand-stitched pouch filled with dried herbs from her garden: lavender, chamomile, and lemon balm. The pouch itself was made of soft, natural fabric and carried the faintest lingering scent of terracotta, a subtle reminder of the still grove's magic. "Carry these with you, Rowan," Lyra said, pressing the pouch into Rowan's hand. "They hold the essence of the groves, a touch of stillness to take with you on your journey. May they bring you peace and restful sleep wherever you may roam." The gift was given with genuine kindness and a wish for Rowan's continued well-being. With a heartfelt farewell to Lyra, Rowan stepped out of the cottage and back into the still groves. The night air was cool and crisp, carrying the subtle sense of damp earth and pine needles. The moon, a sliver of silver in the inky sky, cast long, gentle shadows through the trees. The forest was hushed and still, imbued with a profound sense of peace and quietude. As Rowan walked along the moss-covered path, leaving the cottage behind, the scent of terracotta seemed to linger in the air, a gentle blessing, a comforting presence. The pouch of dried herbs nestled warmly in Rowan's pocket, releasing its soothing fragrance with every step, a reminder of Lyra's kindness and the still grove's tranquil magic. The gentle breeze rustling through the leaves sounded like a soft lullaby, a whispered farewell from the ancient woodland. Stepping out of the still groves and back onto the wider path, Rowan turned to look back at the darkened trees, a sense of gratitude filling their heart. The groves had offered not just fragrant stories, but a deep sense of inner peace, a profound connection to nature's gentle rhythms. The memory of the terracotta echoes, the whispers of the clay, would remain a source of solace and inspiration on the journey ahead. The outside world seemed to shimmer with a newfound clarity, imbued with the stillness and peace absorbed from the still groves. Even the sounds of the night, the distant hoot of an owl, the gentle rustle of nocturnal creatures seemed softer, gentler, part of the overall tranquility. Rowan carried the gift of rest, the fragrant tale, the pouch of herbs, and most importantly, the profound peace of the still groves within their heart, ready to share these gifts with the world. One peaceful story, one calming scent at a time, with a final grateful breath of the cool night air. Rowan continued on their journey, the terracotta echo lingering in the air like a silent blessing.